Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of the weekly vlog. Here it's going to be episode 9 of the weekly vlog. I am shooting this upstairs in like a little common area slash office, and it's not going to be in the kitchen because I now have a DJI Ronin RS4 gimbal. I've been contemplating on getting it for a while. I finally just bit the bullet and got it, so that's what I'm recording this on now. And it's cool because I can also use active track like this, so it can track something like me, or if I set it up for the car autofocus or something like that, it will track wherever it goes. So it's pretty good, and it's cool because it's not available to other cameras except for the Lumix line and Panasonic cameras when you have it tethered to the RS4 or any other Ronin gimbal, because it allows you to do the active track, since the Lumix line of cameras, or I guess you could say Panasonic cameras, are part of the L-mount alliance with Leica and DJI. So they're going to offer you some pretty cool options in terms of what you can do with their cameras with these gimbals. It gives you a little bit more flexibility and, like I said, a lot more options than, say, Sony, Canon, or something like that, because of their partnership, or whatever you want to call it. And it's super cool because it allows you to do, like I said, active track. I mean, I don't know if I would use that per se for a lot of things, but it's nice to have, especially when you're shooting alone. It gives you like some kind of dynamic look to the video as opposed to right now just talking to the camera. So anyways, I'm just going to get right into the truck stuff here. I removed the rock sliders because they were beat up and pretty rusted, so I ended up scraping all the rust off, any loose paint peeling off with the flathead screwdriver, wire brush, wire cup on the angle grinder, etc. And I bought this stuff from Tractor Supply. I saw some reviews on called Rust Cutter, because in the past I've used Pour 15's metal prep type spray, and I also really liked Rust Bullet's Metal Blast. It, I don't know if this is the right word, like calcifies the rust or encapsulates it. It makes it into a paintable surface. The rust cutter stuff from like a local Tractor Supply, which cost me I think $23, has done a pretty awesome job thus far. I followed the directions to a T. I ended up spraying it on, letting it sit there for about 24 hours, went out, scraped off whatever got loosened up from that, wiped it all down, sprayed it off, and then I let it dry, and I reapplied it and did it again. And this time around, all the rust has basically turned white, which is supposed to happen. And now at this point, I'm just waiting for the finishing, or the actual coating itself. I went with Rust Bullet Black Shell. I've used it in the past. All their products have been really good in terms of stopping rust from forming, and or stopping rust from getting any worse and progressing. Other big news with the truck, Z1 off-road Snorkel coming in. It should be in tomorrow. I'll try to get a video up of the install somewhat soon. I don't have an air saw. I'm just a normal dude with a half-ass garage, no crazy ear tools and big compressor and stuff like that. So to cut out the fender, I opted to use a jigsaw, or I'm going to opt, I should say, to use a jigsaw with metal blades. I feel like it's probably the best option for someone who doesn't have access to pneumatic tools, and an air saw, which is probably the best option. And I feel like the jigsaw with an electric blade, with a metal blade, is probably your second best bet. A hacksaw, not a hacksaw, a sawzall seems like it would be way too aggressive for what I have to do, and I feel like it would just chew up the fender, and on top of that it would just be a pain in the ass having to control that. And I feel like you don't have much control over something as opposed to the thin blade of a jigsaw, or a thin blade of like a body pneumatic saw. And then I also have the skid plate for the gas tank coming. It's the last thing I need in terms of protection under the truck, to have it fully wrapped, or I guess fully protected by Z1 off-road skid plates and CA Tune skid plate for the radiator and engine. Getting away from the truck real quick, I'm starting to buy more stuff to get ready for the big road trip that myself and my wife and I are going to be doing later this year. The truck is basically done. It's where I want it, besides the rear bumper, which I don't think there's many companies out making the rear bumpers. You have Victory 4x4, Desert Runner, Off-Road. And I think that's it, unless I'm missing one. I think it's just those two. And I don't know. They don't really do it for me. I was waiting for CBIs to come out, but it doesn't seem like that's happening anytime soon. It's kind of annoying. So I was looking at options for just a hitch-mounted swing out, and I think the best option available on the market was from Dirtcom. It's a lot better designed than the rigged supply company or rigid supply company or whatever. It uses DOM steel tubing. You guys just have to look into it. I'll put the link down below and you guys can just do your own research. But if you're looking for a hitch mounted swing out, I think that Dirtcom is the best option. The other ones seem pretty lacking, and they all use the same regular mild steel. So I was looking at that as an option for maybe putting my spare tire, because I have nowhere to put it right now, and it's just taking up space in my bed. So I'll probably just end up going with their swing out. I have to figure out, I gotta reach out to them and talk to them about if it's gonna interfere with radar at all, because with these trucks it like automatically applies the brakes sometimes, and it's super annoying. So it would totally suck if every time you back up it would just like slam on the brakes. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm not too concerned about the actual camera being blocked anyways. I have a rear window, so it is what it is. And you'll still have the radar hopefully operating. But yeah, that's really it in terms of that. I also bought a 5-pound Ignic propane tank to power the oven that my father bought my wife and I for camping. I also got an X-Pro bed, inflatable bed as well, to get rid of the roof nest. The bed that comes in the roof nest is pretty shitty, for lack of better words. It's just like a cheap memory foam mattress. It's not very comfortable, honestly. And it will fit into the roof nest condor almost perfectly. It will fit the interior footprint pretty good. Allow me to leave the bedding and pillows in the roof nest, and that saves a ton of room in the truck. I mean, you guys will know if you have a rooftop tent that you can't leave stuff in. With the memory foam mattress, you end up having to pack your pillows, your comforter, your sheets, or your sleeping bags and put them somewhere in your vehicle, and that just takes up unnecessary amount of space. And with this road trip coming up, I want to try to take up the least amount of space in the truck as I possibly can, because I want to utilize like every inch of the truck to try to get as much stuff in the truck as I possibly can. So I feel like it's going to be a win-win. It's going to be more comfortable, and it's going to take up less space, allowing me to free up space in the truck by storing the stuff in the rooftop tent as opposed to in the truck. I also ended up buying like a cookware set, and I think that was like $50 on Amazon. It's, I believe, like 2 pans, 2 pots. They all like kind of collapse in onto each other. Don't take up that much space. I also ended up getting like some utensils, pots, pans, cups, other shit for camping, basically, because right now I'm just like half-ass using like some like cheap Sea to Summit plastic collapsible bowls and stuff. It would just be nice to have actual cookware and stuff to eat off of, like actual plates, and use a real knife and fork, not like a plastic spork and a plastic knife. So that would be nice. Segue off into the actual camping gear now, to make sure that I can camp as comfortably as I possibly can, because in the past when we went out to camp with the truck, it's been kind of mediocre, honestly, because I've been investing all my time and money into the truck itself. And now that the truck is at a point where I'm pretty much done with it, besides figuring out how I'm going to get that spare tire mounted somewhere else besides under the truck, that's really it. Like, everything's pretty dialed. The suspension's money, full skid plates under the truck. I'm going to have the Snorkel, so it'll be nice in really dusty environments. I'm not really worried about water crossing so much, because I'm not really going to be driving in any water that's probably past the bottom of the doors, because at that point you're just going to run into issues. And this is my only vehicle. It's not like this is a vehicle I use for fun on the weekends like some people. This is my only mode of transportation. So all my modifications and the way I wheel or off-road with my truck reflects the fact that it's all I have. So if this thing goes down, I'm screwed. I don't have a vehicle. Granted, some things you can fix pretty easily, but say something major goes wrong or something happens on the trail and the truck it's pretty much inoperable, I'm screwed. Like, I won't have a way to get to work, and I can't get around. I can't use my wife's car because she needs that for work. So let's be real here. When you're making a lot of modifications to these trucks, you have to keep in mind some of these people that are doing this stuff have a second vehicle. This isn't their only mode of transportation, and this isn't their only way to get to work to provide money for their family and to do what they're doing with the vehicles. So like I said, when you're making modifications, you need to be mindful of your situation, not just, hey, this guy does it and he says it's awesome, so I'm gonna go spend $2,000 on XYZ, and then you get it and it doesn't really work for what you want. And like I said, you need to be mindful when you're going off road. If something seems super sketchy and it's your only vehicle, probably try to find another way around. Or worst case, I hate saying it, even turn around. Because it's not worth wrecking your vehicle, in my opinion, if it's your only mode of transportation. You have to be smart about some of this stuff. And some of these people don't make the best decisions, it seems like. But then again, it's your life, your money, you do whatever you want. But me personally, I'm not going to purposely beat the shit out of my truck that I paid for with my money that I worked for. And when I invest money into these parts, camping gear and other stuff, I want to make sure that I'm going to get the most I can for every single penny that I'm putting out there. So initially I know this is kind of getting off track, but initially when I was doing this affiliate stuff and ambassador stuff, I was just taking whatever I could get from products I would use that were decent. But now at this point, I'm still not established, obviously, but I have a better understanding of what works and what doesn't work. And I can kind of try to help people that are in the same boat as me, where it's your daily driver. I can honestly suggest or recommend things. Granted, like I said, I'll be affiliated with a certain amount of things, but there's some affiliate things I dropped from the page that I was like, why am I doing this? Because when I initially started this, I didn't want to, I guess, do what everyone else was doing when they're like, hey, buy this product, buy XYZ, and then they're banking on that. So any money I make from these remaining affiliate links or discount codes, basically just going to go towards more stuff for the truck, or more camping gear, or more care for the media stuff. Like I said at the very beginning, the first few videos, any money I make from this is going to be put directly into this. It's not going anywhere else. It's either going to go camping gear, truck gear, or media stuff. And you guys will be able to see the direct effect of using the affiliate links or using my discount codes, because it's going to reflect directly in what I'm going to be producing media quality wise. Like, I got a crappy camera I paid for all of my own money. This I paid for mostly with my own money. Some of it was from a few of the affiliate stuff. Like, I don't make any money off of YouTube. I don't monetize it. The only stuff I make money off of is the affiliate links and my discount codes for these companies. Other than that, everything else is my own money I'm putting into this. Now, I'm not asking for money or asking you guys to, hey, please just use this. If you guys want to use it, use it. if it's a good product and you guys like it, I'll stand behind good products. You guys can just leave in the comments. You can ask questions about the product. If you're interested in it, I'm going to give you an honest answer because I spent my money on it. So I'm not going to lie and say, yeah, dude, this product is great. When in reality, I'm like, dude, I just wasted X amount of money and this product sucks. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to mislead anybody. And that's why I make these weekly vlog things, just to kind of update you guys on what's going on and try to give you some kind of transparency. And you can kind of get to know me as a person a little bit, not so much. I'll probably start doing some more stuff to make it more personal, or more personable, I should say. It's not just going to be truck stuff anymore at this point. I'll start getting into the camping gear and just in general, things in general, like DIY things for the truck. So also, like, just to touch on the camping gear stuff, I'm probably going to start making videos and reviews for camping gear things, because I've had the Devos Light Rangers now, the Light Ranger 1200s. I've had those for months, and they've been great. I've probably had them for 6 to 8 months. I've had the EcoFlow Delta power station now. I've had that for about 7 months, I would say. About 7 months. And that's also been awesome. Like you saw in one of the last vlog videos where I talked about the fact we lost power for a few days, and that thing saved our asses because it allowed us to power our refrigerator and none of the food spoiled. And then during the night, we had the Devos Light Rangers, and we would use those for light once the sun went down. So, I mean, some of this stuff isn't just for camping. It's just good to have as like a preparedness type thing in case something happens. Now, on top of that, like the solar panel from EcoFlow has been good. It charges the EcoFlow Delta pretty quickly. I'm trying to think what else we got. That's basically it. I know this video has been all over the place, guys, but that's just me as a person and where my mind's at right now. Kind of all over the place. But like always, if you like the video, like it, subscribe down below if you're not subscribed, share the video so everyone can just make fun of me. Don't really care. But either way, till next time, guys, thanks for watching. And the next video that's going to be coming up is going to be the Z1 Snorkel install in my driveway. Like everything else I've done on this truck, in my driveway, because I don't have access to all the fancy stuff like everybody else with a shop, a lift, a nice garage. I'm just doing this in my driveway. Like, I installed the peak suspension in the middle of the winter. It was like 20 below zero. I did that in my driveway with snow on the ground in freezing ass weather. So I just want you guys to consider that also as well when watching this stuff or looking at my Instagram. I'm just a normal ass dude, not really affiliated with like any of these big companies. Like some of these people get stuff given to them on like constant basis just to push the product. I'm just a normal dude who's doing all this stuff in his driveway because I enjoy it.